If you're a high earner and someone has told you that real estate is how you finally build real wealth, watch this before you buy anything, because I'm about to go against what so many financial influencers will tell you. For most high earners, buying a rental property isn't the smart move. It's one of the most expensive mistakes I see people make. I'm Brandon, a certified financial planner and enrolled agent, which is the highest credential that the IRS awards. I do this every single day for people exactly like you. Engineers, sales professionals, tech employees, people earning great money who want that money to work even harder. And more often than you'd expect, someone comes to me to tell me about the rental property that they have, and I have to be the one to tell them that their numbers aren't as rosy as they expected them to be. So today, I'm giving you a checklist. 10 things that need to be true before real estate is actually right for you. And if you can honestly check every box, it might be a great fit. I'm not anti-real estate for everyone. But if you can't, this video can save you years of stress and probably a lot of money. One thing before we get into it. Real estate is not passive income. That phrase is one of the most expensive lies in personal finance. A rental property is a business. You're now a landlord, a maintenance manager, and occasionally an amateur lawyer. It can absolutely build wealth, but it builds wealth the way that any business does, through work, risk, and time. Not by magic, and not while you sleep. The people who win at real estate treat it like the business that it is. The people who lose treat it like a stock with a roof. So the real question isn't, is real estate a good investment? A better question is, am I the right person to run this specific type of business? That's what this checklist answers. I've grouped it into 4 quick tests. Let's start with the one that catches the most people. Most people buy real estate for the tax benefits. Here's the problem with that. Many high earners buy a rental property because someone told them about the tax write-offs, depreciation, deductions, offsetting your income. It sounds incredible until you learn the rule that most don't mention. For a traditional long-term rental, to use those losses against your W-2 or business income, you or your spouse generally need to qualify as a real estate professional in the eyes of the IRS. That means more than 750 hours a year in real estate and more than half of your total working time. So if you're a full-time software engineer or sales professional, you almost certainly don't qualify. Now, there is a separate path for short-term rentals like Airbnbs or VRBOs, cleverly named the short-term rental loophole. If your average guest stay is 7 days or less and you materially participate with at least 100 hours, meaning you're actively managing the property and logging more time than anyone else involved, including the cleaners, you may be able to use those losses against your W-2 without real estate professional status. But that's a much higher operational bar than most people realize, and I have an entirely separate video breaking that down. So for most people with a traditional rental, the depreciation you were so excited about gets trapped as a passive loss. It just sits there. The single biggest reason many people give for buying real estate, the taxes, is a benefit they'll not really get to use. And if you're thinking about renting out your old home specifically, here's something that almost nobody tells you. When you sell a primary residence you've lived in for at least 2 of the last 5 years, you can exclude up to $250,000 in capital gains from taxes, $500,000 if you're married filing jointly. That's called the Section 121 exclusion, and it's one of the most valuable tax benefits in the tax code. The moment you convert that home to a rental, you start putting that exclusion at risk. So the pitch that says, keep it, rent it, save on taxes, but you may actually be giving up $250,000 or $500,000 tax benefit to chase a deduction you can't even use. If the tax break was your main reason, this video just saved you from a very expensive mistake. 2 items here, and in my experience, these are the most challenging to actually get right. First, the property has to be cash flow positive after vacancy, repairs, capital expenditures, and property management. Not just rental income minus the mortgage. That number is a fantasy. Real numbers include the months it sits empty, the repairs that always come, and even the large purchases that are inevitable, like a new roof or HVAC unit. And if you're self-managing, your time has value too. Even if you don't put a dollar figure on it, factor in the hours before you call this cash flow positive. Second, run your numbers conservatively. Not best case rents, not an assumed refinance, not projected appreciation. If the deal only works when everything goes right, it's not a great deal, it's a bet. Here's my rule. If a property doesn't cash flow after all of that, you're not buying an investment, you're buying a monthly bill and hoping the price goes up. That's speculation with a mortgage attached. Real estate doesn't go wrong politely, and it doesn't go wrong on your schedule. So 4 things need to be true before you can actually survive it. You have cash reserves beyond the down payment for vacancies and repairs you didn't see coming. A burst pipe or a long vacancy doesn't ask if this is a good month. You can lock that capital up for a minimum of 5 to 7 years without needing it. Real estate is illiquid. You can't sell a bedroom when you need cash. Yes, you could tap a HELOC, but that's borrowing against the property to cover costs of the property, which comes with its own risk. That's not liquidity, it's more debt. You're not stretching to qualify for the mortgage. If you need everything to go right just so you can make the payment, you have no margin for the things that will inevitably go wrong. And this isn't your only bet. You already have a diversified portfolio elsewhere. If this one property is your entire financial plan, you're not investing, you're speculating with leverage. The point is simple. If one bad tenant, one long vacancy, or one unexpected repair would seriously hurt you, you can't afford this property yet, no matter how good the listing looks. These last 3 are about you specifically. Your knowledge, your tolerance, and your preparation. You have genuine local knowledge in the area that you're buying, not a Zillow search, because real estate is hyper-local, and that Zillow search doesn't tell you which blocks rent well and which sit empty for months. You have a tolerance for the operational headaches, the 3 a.m. call about that burst pipe, the tenant who stops paying, the turnover, the cleaning, the constant small repairs. If that fills you with dread, you'll either burn out or pay a manager, and then that cost goes back right into the money test. And you understand the local landlord-tenant laws in the market you're buying in. In some cities, it could take the better part of a year and thousands of dollars in legal fees to remove a tenant who simply stopped paying. The law isn't always on the landlord's side, and not knowing that is how even good deals can quietly become nightmares. 10 items, that's the checklist. If you honestly checked every box, then this video confirmed what you likely already suspected. Real estate could be a great move for you, and you should pursue it with confidence. But if a few of these items gave you pause, that's the checklist doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Better to know now than after you've closed. And here's the part that should make you feel better, not worse. You don't have to own a rental to build serious wealth. For most high earners, the boring path, maxing out your tax-advantaged accounts, investing consistently in a diversified portfolio, and letting compound growth do its job, quietly beats a stressful rental that barely breaks even. For most people, most of the time. The goal here was never to scare you away from investing in real estate. It's to give you the same honest conversation I'd have with any of my clients before they make a decision this big. If you found this helpful, share it with someone who's thinking about buying a rental. It might just be the most valuable thing that you send them this year. And if you want to know whether real estate fits your specific situation or what a smarter path for you might be, I offer a 90-day sprint. It's a focused engagement with clear deliverables, 2 dedicated strategy sessions, all with a flat cost, all personalized to your unique situation, no long-term commitment required. Click the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.